Hi, welcome to Baseball Weekly. My name is Tyler.
I'm Taylor.
We're sitting right by Al Kruger Field here on a nice Saturday afternoon. We got OTC and Fergus Falls behind us, part of the Wood Bat Tournament, the annual Wood Bat Tournament. Yeah, great tournament for the local teams, I guess.
Yeah, it's been going on, I don't know, quite a while, what, 5 years, or is it?
It's got to be 5 or 6, I suppose.
Around that time?
Probably, now that I think about it, I played in this thing, so
okay.
It's been damn near 8, it's been 8 years, I suppose.
8 years? Yeah.
So the 8th annual Wood Bat Tournament.
Yes.
Local teams, Fergus Falls, OTC. OTC's been here for a while. Winnemac, one of the cool traditions of this tournament, Winnemac always comes. Usually they camp right by the field. Mm-hmm. And it's just a pretty cool tournament. I think teams are refreshed to get to play with wood bats and kind of get away from that BB Core aluminum.
Red Lake County, I think, comes in. Red Lake Falls,
they're not here this year, but yep.
Other teams we have, obviously Perm. You only named a couple, so I was just thinking of some other ones that were in.
It's Perm, DL, Twin Valley, OTC, and Fergus Falls, I believe.
Yeah.
Yep.
Usually 6 to 8 teams is what they try to get.
I think each team will get 3 games. So.
They play on both fields at Matt's and Kruger. Saturday, Sunday. Sunday's the championship rounds. It's a fun time of the year. It's a wood bat tournament, so kids get excited. They get to use wood bats. Usually it's metal. So it's a fun time of the year. A lot of things going around in town too with Turtle Fest and all these sales that they have going on, Crazy Days and things like that. But yeah, it's just a great time of year to come out and see some ball.
Yeah, one thing about the wood bat is it kind of levels the playing field for everyone. You got to hit the ball, you got to square it up a little bit more, you got to hit it a little bit harder. And so if you're a pitcher or a younger team, you should be able to hang a little bit if you just throw strikes and play defense. And that's kind of what the coaches, I think, want to see when they come to this tournament is throw strikes and then just play defense and move the runners around, kind of old-fashioned baseball, which is it's pretty refreshing, I guess.
Yeah. Yeah, well, last time we talked to you guys, Mills was in the state championship. They ended up getting second at Target Field. They lost to that I forget the name of the team.
Yeah.
It was a smaller private school
in the cities.
But they lost. They came down to the last one. Guy in third, I even think.
Yep, guy in third.
And I think not getting it in. But
Patron hit a double, I believe, and advanced to third.
Yeah.
And then I think the last play was a 4-3 to the second baseman, and 90 feet away from a couple extra innings there, but pretty good season, I'd say. When you go, you finish your season with 1 loss. Yeah, it's not a bad season.
Yeah, Mills' only loss of the season came at Target Field, so pretty cool. Last year, Perm played at Target Field. This year, Mills did. Not a lot of people get to play there ever, so I mean, just the fact that they made it that far would have been nice to see them come home with a victory. But that's how baseball is, and you ask any of them, I'm sure they're happy out there. But it's tough when you make it there and you don't come home with the trophy.
Yeah, they at least got to go play at Target Field. It's the state championship game. You'd like almost to see a best out of 3 series because 2 really good teams, and they'll never do that. But it'd be nice to see what would happen if in this game of baseball. There's so many variables. Maybe you play 3 and see what happens. Of course, you get to the big leagues and you play 7 games and see what happens there. But playing a little more than that 1 game would have been interesting. But it was a heck of a season for Mills.
Absolutely, yeah. Nothing to hang their heads on. I'm sure, I know Cooper is going to be taking his talents into college. I don't know what the other ones have in mind, but they got a good program over there, and I'm excited to see what they bring to the table next.
Yeah, and most of those kids, I'm sure, are going to be playing for the New York Millers.
Yep.
So, you can still see them around. They're still going to be playing ball. Mm-hmm. And speaking of amateur ball, we got a few games next week.
Yeah, they're going to be all the way. We didn't get our game in. We were supposed to play Friday night, this Friday against Bertha. We didn't get it in. A little rain, all those funnel clouds and all those tornado warnings.
All sorts of weather.
Didn't get it in, so we play actually Sunday. But yeah, coming up for games this week, you guys will see Wednesday we got Mills at New York Mills, and then Friday we play Pelican Rapids in Pelican. And Pelican, if I'm right, I don't think they've lost yet.
Yeah, I'm not sure. They're always pretty tough. They gained an arm or 2 and a couple players from what they had last year.
Always been a tough team, but we had a couple teams full this year. Vergus, always been strong traditionally in amateur baseball and baseball of the town. They folded this year, and so their players dispersed around the league, and Pelican picked up a couple arms, and from what they came back with last year, they're really off to a hot start this year. So that'll be a fun game to play Friday. And then Sunday, I think we play at
DL. That'll be a fun one. DL's always a good game.
Yep.
Yeah, it'll be a good 9-inning ball game. Yeah, one thing about Pelican, they picked up. I know they picked up Dahlgren for sure, and Garrett Dahlgren's been around for a while. He's always hecka consistent. I mean, he's on the corner and he mixes pretty well. And it's interesting to see him in a new uniform. But I know he's gotten drafted in the last couple of years.
Oh yeah.
And he pitches really well against good competition too. So that's a big pickup for him. But yeah, Sunday night we got game at DL, and that should be a good one. Last one we made some errors and made it, I think it was an 8-3 ball game. We made 5 errors, and I think each error contributed to darn near every run, which is usually how it goes. But we've been playing a little bit better, cutting our errors down. And
always fun to play DL too.
Yeah, Taylor Foose, we actually had a few of those plays on camera. I think he made every play he had to, and a couple of them that we didn't think he had a chance at making, but he still made the darn plays.
Yeah.
And then at the plate, we couldn't get him out.
Yeah.
I think he hit one to the 343 sign, and one of our, I think you caught one out there. Other than that, really tough player to get out.
Yeah, they got a lot of good guys on the team, a lot of veterans too. Our cousin Phil Dahl came out of retirement. He played for a while and took some time off. He's back.
Yeah, his old high school teammate Nick Esla came out of retirement.
Yep.
Dr. Nick Esla, I should say, and he's pretty good stick to put in that lineup. Real good infielder, real good stick. And so yeah, they're gonna be good. They'll be all right.
I'm not sure if the first baseman.
You know what? I don't think he'll be there. I talked to Gully, and he's kind of on the fence. He's going to take a vacation towards the end of the year, and doesn't really feel like
Gulseth
doesn't want to take it.
The first baseman. I don't think he's playing this year. He's played a while for them, but he's been around the league. He made, I think, all the way to AAA.
I think so too. Yeah.
One of the best bats we've seen in amateur ball by far. Just something about his swing, and he knows the game, so he's been around. But yeah, that DL game will be fun. It's our only loss in the season, so it'll be fun to go at him.
Yeah, last year we saw Brock. I don't know if we'll see Brock. But whoever they throw usually throws pretty hard, and they always have pretty good defense around
Brock
him.
Johnson is one of their better pitchers. He played at UND with Patrick Reaver, I believe. They're on the same team. So yeah, DL's got a ton of talent. It'll be fun to play them. And then one game you can't forget about, which is getting closer and closer, is the July 4th game.
Yep. Yeah, it's Perm versus Dent. Gosh, Dent usually travels well. They always bring a lot of fans, a lot of local kids, so it's always a fun one. We did play them once, but I would say they were missing 3 or 4 starters, and it was a good game.
We were too,
it was a pretty good game, but it should be a good one. It's always seems like it's always up and down, no matter who gets up. Usually there's a big inning for each team in there, and I think Perms did pretty well in the last few. I think we haven't lost a 4th of July game for I don't know, 3 or 4 years. I think Jason Hoffman went yard a few years back and beat us, but it's going to be a good one, I know that. So.
Yeah, they definitely bring a good team to the table, and it will be a fun game. There's fireworks after. After it shut the lights off, everyone sticks around. It's a great fireworks display, you know.
Yeah, you get to come right on the field. You can watch it in the stands, obviously, but usually everyone just packs the field. And
bring a blanket, go sit out right under center field.
Yeah.
It's just a great time, great game. That's July 4th. About 7 or 7:30 is when that goes down.
Yep. That's something that I think everyone looks forward to, being it from Dent or Perm. Everyone, I think, loves playing in front of a big crowd, and I think everyone likes watching fireworks too.
And we usually get our normal crowd, everyone who comes. But what's so big about the July 4th game is tourists flood the town of Perm in the summer, and the tourists know about that game. They've been around here. They come every summer, and they know that game, July 4th. And so we get a lot of tourists, a lot of fans that day, and it's just a great time.
Yeah. VFW team, I believe they dropped one, but they're still rolling. They're still playing pretty well. I think they came out with a split. Legion team dropped a couple to start the season, but they're starting to roll. They'll have a few games after this, and we'll see how they're doing. They brought back Jack Stigman, so Jack's kind of playing a lot of baseball this summer, and that's exactly what Bemidji probably wants him to do.
Sure.
Coming back, and he'll pitch for Legion. He'll pitch a little for us, and then he gets more at bats that way too. And then they got another tall kid that they kind of are spot throwing that's pretty tough out of the pen. So they're gonna be tough. I don't want to compare them to their high school team that just played a few months ago, but they're probably just a couple players. They got those extra players they needed, I think, to kind of make a run in the playoffs. So we'll see how they do.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, well, thanks for watching. Beautiful day for baseball, and hopefully we see you next week.
Yeah.